Welcome to FPL Selection. Today we'll take a look at how the team is shaping up for Game Week 17, but first a quick look at how we got on in Game Week 16. So 74 points, saw a tiny drop to 390,000. The main difference really between my team and everybody above was just points from defence. There was a lot of the popular defences picked up clean sheets and I got absolutely nothing from mine. But in attack, I had double-digit returns from Fernandes, Foden, Haaland and Captain Saka, plus a goal from Palmer, which was good to see after bringing him in last week. So all in all, an okay week. My attack's pretty set now for the Christmas period. So hopefully these cheaper defenders are going to work out over the next sort of 5 or 6 weeks. So looking ahead now to Game Week 17, I have one free transfer. I'm already sort of 99% sure I'll be bringing Mark Guehi in for Estev. As I mentioned last week, he's the top scoring defender so far. Palace have been a really good defence this season. And I liked having the double up before when I had Munoz with Lacroix. So I think the next sort of 5 to 6 weeks, there's good potential for a few clean sheets for them. Guehi should play every match. He's a big threat at set pieces, decent chance at DEFCON. And as we've seen, Palace have shown, they can keep clean sheets against anyone. The only worry with him is with the transfer window coming up. I imagine he's going to leave Palace either in January or in the summer. So hopefully there won't be any effect on him or his place in the team. But to be honest, I can't really see that. And I think when that does come round, if it does come round, I should have a few transfers in the bank to deal with it anyway. So yeah, he's been bugging me for a good chunk of the season now. Just keeps picking up the extra points on top of the clean sheet. So yeah, it'd be nice to finally own him and have that double up on the Crystal Palace defence again. So looking at the current team, first up the defence, Ramsdale was at home to Chelsea. Been pretty disappointed with Ramsdale since I brought him in. Newcastle haven't really looked like the same defence that they were in the sort of first 8-9 games of the season. And he's also not getting the save points that Pope was. So even if Pope wasn't getting any clean sheets, he was still getting at least the extra save points, which was sort of adding up over the a few weeks. So I am starting to lose a little bit of patience with him, and obviously seeing all the injuries, the Newcastle's defence is not good either. Chelsea, good side. You always give Newcastle a chance of a clean sheet at home, but the state of their defence at the moment, and Chelsea being one of the better attacking sides, I'm not really too hopeful for a clean sheet. So maybe a few saves, get the save point, take a 3-pointer, and see what we get in the following weeks. Senesi is at home to Burnley. Now, he picked up DEFCON again last week, but obviously Bournemouth conceded 4 to United, and their defensive record's getting pretty worse now by the week. So, it's all very good, having these 3-4 pointers, but going to concede so many goals. It's just no chance of a clean sheet. And it is starting to get a little bit worrying with him. I'm certainly going to keep him for a few more weeks, but it'd be nice to see a little bit of improvement from the Bournemouth defence. Although seeing Tyler Adams get injured on Monday night, probably not good for their hopes of too many clean sheets going forward. But if they're ever going to get a clean sheet, Burnley at home, you've got to see something there. Don't concede any more than one. Otherwise, it's, I think I might have to start looking at, moving him on to someone else. And Anderson is at home to Forest. Obviously, always got the chance of DEFCONs with Anderson. Very good with that. Forest have certainly improved a lot since Dyche has gone in there. So this certainly isn't going to be an easy game for Fulham. And they don't seem to be very good at keeping clean sheets at the moment. So, it's more hope again than having any sort of real, solid insight into anything that Fulham are going to improve. But I think a home game, hopefully get the DEFCON, start on 4 points. It's not the worst fixture in the world. And Lacroix is away to Leeds. Again, Leeds, much improved recently, but you'd still fancy Palace to have a good chance of a clean sheet here. And, Lacroix is always good for DEFCON. You'd imagine Leeds will be quite direct if they play their front two again that they have been over the last few weeks. So there'll be a good chance of DEFCON here, and I'm certainly looking for the clean sheet here, especially as I'm looking to double up with Guehi as well. I've got Alderete away to Brighton in the lineup at the moment. As I mentioned earlier, I'm very likely to bring Guehi in. I'd definitely start him ahead of Alderete. So I think Alderete away at Brighton's a decent fixture. It was nice to see them get the clean against Newcastle. Sunderland still, good defence to own. So yeah, certainly a decent bench option anyway if he does end up on my bench. Then moving on to the midfield, Saka is away to Everton. Got the 2 assists against Wolves, which again, maybe not his best game and maybe a little bit of luck there, but he's just always got that quality to, pull something out of nowhere. And yeah, when you've got that quality, you've always got a chance of scoring points. Everton away, never an easy game, but they're going to be, missing quite a few players now with AFCON. So yeah, you back Saka in any match, as I keep saying. You keep him for most of the season. He's going to score your points. So, yeah, always hopeful with Saka. And Fernandes is away to Villa. It's going to be a really tricky game, I think, for United, especially without Mbumo and Ahmad now who've gone to AFCON. Fernandes just keeps finding ways to pick up points at the moment. So you still wouldn't put it past him to find something. And United do have a good record against Villa over the years. So maybe there's something there psychologically, they can still pull out a victory here and get something for Fernandes. But I think it's going to be quite a tricky one, quite a low scoring game. And yeah, don't see anything big here from Fernandes anyway. And Foden is at home to West Ham. Certainly see something big for him and City at home to West Ham. They've done okay, West Ham under Nuno. They've looked a little bit better. But they're still, you can still see they're one of the worst sort of 4 or 5 teams in the league. City at home, just they love scoring goals, and Foden's in great form. Yeah, you just can't see anything other than a City win by several goals, and the form Foden's in at the moment, you're expecting at least one return from him. And Palmer is away to Newcastle. Really pleased to get the goal from him last week, taking the risk, bringing him in early. Always knew that, going to Newcastle was going to be a tricky game, but he's got the rest again midweek, so he's had a full week of training again after an hour last week. I think they're going to keep protecting him. He's probably only going to get another 60 or 70 minutes, depending on the state of the game. But as we've seen with him, he's got that quality. He can score against anybody. He doesn't need the 90 minutes to get something. And yeah, that's purely why I brought him in, as I thought, that one differential spot in my team, go for one of the best players in the league and just back his quality, rather than the fixtures, which, don't look great for Chelsea. So, yeah, it was a nice start last week to get the goal. And, yeah, Newcastle certainly, with their defensive injuries, you're expecting Chelsea to get some chances, and hopefully Palmer can get on the end of something. So moving on now to the forwards. Haaland is at home to West Ham. Really obvious captaincy this week. Home game against one of the worst teams in the league. It's just a no-brainer again for Haaland. He just doesn't even have to be that involved in the game, especially against Palace. He got the one chance, scores, gets a penalty near the end. It's 13 points. He is the talisman for them. He's involved in everything in terms of the goals. So yeah, it'd be silly not to captain him this week, I think, and be interesting to see how West Ham look, especially they've Wan-Bissaka and Diouf both gone to AFCON, so I'll have to see how they line up. But yeah, certainly don't think it's going to be an improvement anyway from them. And Thiago is away to Wolves, and there's a slight injury doubt with him. He missed the cup game midweek, but I wonder if that's just a rest with the busy period coming up. We'll have to see if there's any more news closer to the deadline, but he's not going anywhere for me anyway at the moment. Away to Wolves, obviously, should be a good fixture for Brentford. Wolves did look much better against Arsenal, in fairness to them. So, you're not sure what sort of Wolves are going to turn up. Are they going to improve more? Are they going to, not be so up for it because it's a lesser side? It's hard to tell. But you still imagine Thiago's going to get some chances. And yeah, he's looked really good this season when it's come to him in front of goal. So you're expecting at least one return there from him. So in summary, Haaland will certainly be my captain. Home fixture against one of the weaker teams in the league. It's just a no-brainer, really. Not worth trying to be clever. Saka will be the vice, and Guehi is 99% likely to come in for Stev, and he'll be in the 11 in place of Alderete. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.